to the game between Daniil Dubov and Aleksandar Indjic. Dubov plays with the white pieces, and it's a queen gambit setup on the board here. So the pawn push knight comes out, pawn push to c5 here. This is the Indian defense, anti-Nimzo Indian. Pawn push to g3 here, looking to fianchet the bishop. So the pawn is captured, and knight kept this back now. So the bishop will fianchet, and Dubov will go for kingside castling. So after the pawn push, bishop goes in here, pawn push, knight retrieves, and Dubov castles on the king side of the board. Knight comes out, pawn push, attacks the pawn structure in the center, bishop comes out, and the pawn exchange happens. The position is still equal. Bishop comes out by Dubov now, placing it on the dark square diagonal, which is quite open right now. Bishop to e6 by Alexander now, attacking the pawn on c4. So knight comes in, supports the pawn here, castles on the king side black, and the rook comes to e1 here onto this open e file. Pawn push b3. So pawn push to h6 is played here, preventing the knight and the bishops coming in here. Knight jumps to e5 here. So if capture happens, you'll have this messed up pawn structure to isolated structure on the queen side for black. So queen develops to b6 now. So in case of a capture, you can capture back with the queen, and it also attacks the pawn here. So pawn push to b3, or knight coming in here, cutting off the attack on this b2 pawn is the move here. Or you can just develop your queen. Dubov is taking his time, probably looking into the various combinations of the middle games. So he brings his knight now to b3, attacks the d4 pawn here, black's fast pawn. Bishop comes in here to b4, attacking the rook. Pawn push to c5, attacking the queen now. You could go for the capture with the bishop, the knight will capture, you can recapture, then the pawn push will happen. So let's see how they goes about with the game. That pawn could be captured. Black is taking his time, Alexander. Queen will be deflected onto the c file. Rook would attack it by going rook c1. White could get control of the c file thereafter. Still undecided, pretty confused, I think. So he bring the queen to a6. The best move was to go for the capture. Bishop now drop back, attacks the queen. Queen comes in to a4 here. So knight captures the knight. You can capture with your queen or with the pawn. Queen captures back here. Knight captures the pawn with an attack on the queen and an attack on the bishop here. This bishop is attacked twice now. So if the queen, so queen captures the c5 here. Here Dubov is better actually with this pawn capture. Dubov goes for the capture of the bishop with his rook. Actually, he could even go with the capture with the knight. So pawn captures, knight recaptures, and it's a fork with the queen, and the queen goes in here. Dubov captures the rook here, and rook captures back now. Pawn is pushed, bishop retrieves now. You could play b4 here, attack the bishop once again, keep that pawn going up the board. White got some nice bishops here, which could be quite useful on this particularly open position on the board right now. Dubov taking his time, probably working out the move. So he goes for b4, I think. Goes for b4 and bishop retrieves to b6. But the best move here was to push the pawn here to g5. But he didn't go for that and he needed the bishop. So he brings his bishop here, but Dubov actually missed this move here. Queen coming in here. He could have got one more rook here. So the rook attacks the queen. Queen goes and places a check. Once the king moves here, bishop comes in, queen retrieves. King comes up the board, queen comes in, rook comes in. And the rook exchange was the best move. Pawn push attacks the queen, queen goes. Again, pawn push attacks the bishop, bishop retrieves. Looking for a queen trade. Was not ready for the queen trade, so he retrieves the queen, Alexander. So this pawn is captured by the bishop. Bishop moves, the dark square bishop moves, pawn push again, rook comes in here. After that the rook exchange happens and the queen captures back here. Bishop comes in here, queen places the check, king goes up. They played quite fast, blitz out a lot of moves. Bishop is now under attack and bishop drop backs the pawn. Bishop goes up, puts the pawn here, and this pawn push. Queen goes in. This pawn is captured. The pawn is captured back. The check happens. Again, check. Bishop moves up, allowing the pawn to develop. Queen comes in. The check happens. King comes here. Bishop attacks the queen, looking for the queen trade. Pawn is pushed. Bishop goes back. Bishop comes in here. Knight attacks the queen. Queen moves up, creating a battery for the check here. King moves here. He goes for that actually, so the queen is gone basically, and Alexander resigns the game. So quite a daring game. In the next 10 moves, it's a checkmate that Alexander resigned. He lost his queen in the process. So thanks for watching. We'll be back with more such videos.